Well, let's try that again. Probably sounded pretty quiet for that first bit. I said, here's a pretty interesting statistic I recently came across. So not many people know this, but 100% of Hispanic workers, and keep in mind this is a sample size of 1, listens to their podcast in the YouTube preview mode. Never clicking on it for the actual view itself. Never actually clicking on it, just watching it and listening to it. And now, again, I've only witnessed just about 1 person doing this.
Is that true?
But again, it's 1 for 1, which is 100%. So no, it's not a racial remark. It isn't even racist. It's math. And math can't be racist unless it's at the expense of Asian people. So, I rest my case. It's not racist at all to say. But it is true from as far as I know. 100% of Hispanic workers do, in fact, listen to their podcast in Espanol, but also doing it through the YouTube preview mode, which doesn't count for review.
That's really
messed up.
Does he really do it with the preview mode?
I watched him watch 3 different podcasts.
Oh,
He kept putting his phone on the ledge, and I looked at all 3 of the podcasts, and all 3 of the podcasts were being watched on the YouTube homepage as the little thing was scrolling across the bottom saying preview. But I'm like, you guys, this is going for an hour long.
You know what's funny? I saw one of the ones he watched one time, and this could be completely like not true, but for some reason in my mind, I remember it being like those overly hyper excited like kids videos where it has like the little cartoon animation splatter on the thing. Like, come on, guys, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was like one of those ridiculous things he was watching.
I looked over, and at first I thought I was listening to fucking. I thought I was looking at I thought it was Tim Dillon's set. I'm like, he's listening to Tim Dillon.
Dude, actually, I thought the same thing one time.
I know, guys have a similar set. I'm like, he's listening to the Tim Dillon podcast. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's how he's learning English. He's listening to English podcasts. And then I lean in, I'm like, that's in Espanol. So I'm like, he's not even clicked on it. I'm like, this motherfucker's watching previews? I'm like, damn, I didn't know Hispanic people acted that way. They watch previews.
See, I thought about doing that, listening to Spanish-speaking whatever, just listening to it and see if I could pick up Spanish that way.
Yeah.
But how am I supposed to know what the fuck they're saying? How would I learn anything if I don't know where to begin with?
I think the better thing we do would be to watch like Spanish TV shows.
That's what I
you
thought
can at least
too.
Deduce what they're doing. Oh, like
but the subtitle,
yeah, they're fucking. That's what that means.
You can put the subtitles up, but you still don't know which words translate into which word.
No, I didn't mean subtitles. I meant you just watch the show in the initial language and you try to deduce what they're talking about by the way they're acting and what they're doing. You're like, what's he saying? I'm like, I don't know. The girl's screaming and his dick's out, but I can't tell what's going on because I don't speak the language. I think you can deduce what's happening if you watch the show. You're like, ah.
No, I need the
You're like,
English
I don't know. She
translation.
keeps yelling about something. She's like, ay, and then she just says, I don't know. I don't know, man.
The best ones where the guy's voice is going crazy. Like then the reenactor goes, yes, it was a scary experience when it happened that way. I was startled. And the person's screaming in the background. That's the voice.
I thought you were going to go with the classic PBS
it.
where it was like, on the 14th of March.
I don't watch PBS programs.
You know those things, dude?
I don't think so.
Dude, the history things where it's like, and then on that summer day, the wind came in along with 13 new men. The warriors fought.
Yeah.
They're like the worst stock. It's the fucking way they only show pictures and no videos. And like in the Civil War, 17 young boys fought at the battle for.
It's the thing in Stars Hollow that Taylor Dozy does for the museum.
Fucking hate those documentaries. They're so annoying to listen to.
Well, Jebediah, we shall call this land hollow.
Stars. Hollow. Stars. Hollow. Stars Hollow.
So speaking of the Spanish guy that we work with, which is where all this preview came from, which we never gave a real thing to, I feel so condescending trying to talk to him in Spanish.
I don't.
I feel like I should try to do that to show. I feel like it's respectful, but I feel like I sound like an asshole every time I try to do it.
No. After one day of working with him, I've decided that Steven Seagal isn't an asshole, and it's just the right thing to do is to speak broken Spanish to someone who doesn't speak English. Because
yeah, please explain.
I was in the room with him for 5 minutes, and immediately I just wanted to be like, he said he like gestured towards me or something, and I just wanted to be like, trabaja aquí. Like I just wanted me to start speaking Spanish. I'm like, yeah, fuck, it seemed so weird to speak English to him, and then and it's like, what am I gonna do? Not talk to someone? That seems ruder. I should just speak broken English. I should speak broken Spanish to him.
I don't know. Just for some reason in my mind, I feel like it sounds like I'm coming across I can't explain it. I feel like I come across.
Dude, I feel like I have to speak broken ass, cracked ass Spanish.
I feel like it's condescending because it's not even remotely good Spanish.
I'd be like, no. Trabajas aquí.
How do you say? What is it? Hermano's man.
Hermano.
Hermano's brother.
Hermano's brother. Yeah.
Hombre's man.
Hombre.
I thought Hombre was brother for some reason. So like the first day I met him, I was asking. He asked if I had any siblings. I said I have an hombre. Like, that doesn't ain't making any fucking sense.
Maybe he thought you meant he'd have a gay boyfriend.
Maybe. I hope to God it's not what he
That's
thought.
pretty cool. If he's like, oh, I didn't. Yeah, he's like, I didn't know. You know, Robbie's gay. He says it in Spanish, so it sounds a little different than what I just said.
And Rich is like, you know, he said he's not dating any chicks right now.
Yeah, he might be gay. I'm like, yeah, he said. I said, do you have any siblings? And he's like, yeah, I have a hot piece of man ass I fuck. And Rich was like, he said that. He's like, I think so. My English isn't that good, but I think that's what he said.
But he said all this is Spanish.
Yeah.
Fucking. Even though you made the joke the other day about it being like the Oceans thing, where none of them speak Chinese, and he doesn't speak English, but they all understand each other.
Yeah. That'd be such a cool situation, dude. I'd love to be able to go to work with this guy and not speak a lick of Spanish, but somehow understand everything he's saying. He just understands what I'm saying. He doesn't speak English at all. It'd be sweet.
Dude, I was convinced it was happening that way the other day.
Can you imagine how much lamer Oceans would have been in Sober? It's like, no, we're going to have a translator character who's just always interpreting.
No, it's so much cooler.
I know, it's amazing.
R2D2 thing.
It's fucking the best. Yeah, honestly, everyone understands him, just not the audience. Like,
yeah. Like the Chewbacca thing. Han Solo gets, everyone understands. Yeah.
Yeah, way easier that way.
I really thought that was happening with him, me with work, like with us, or figuring out how to gesture things and just say certain like phrases and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you were at work with us the other day and we said it, I started doing one thing. He's like, no, that's not what I meant at all.
I know.
Oh, damn. I was about to tell Alex how good our communication's gotten. But we have been able to talk about two things somehow with barely speaking English together. We could both have a conversation about smoking pot together, which is pretty awesome.
That's universal language.
And then we were at the house we were at today, smoking hot chick lives
So
there.
I hear. Of course, I'm not there today.
Or we'll be there. You'll be there when she was still.
Yeah, I mean, you guys leave us alone in the house for a couple. You know, we got some business.
We'll all take lunch.
Yeah. You guys take lunch. I'm gonna give her the sweet talk.
When we were leaving today,
Give her the sugar wood.
When we were leaving today, he gestured to me, commenting on how hot she was. And I said, "Oh yeah, that was the." I said, "Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed," and he started laughing. So
Mucho caliente.
Hey, this is my part of the story, man.
You were like, ay, ay. He's like, me duele la penis.
Yep, that's how we say
Your dick hurts because she's so caliente. Mucho caliente. Ella mucho caliente. Ella mucho caliente. Y mein cock moist hurto.
Yep, you said mine.
I know.
German, so
yeah, it's common. It's like that TV show on Amazon. Like, what if all the languages were hybrid? Because that's a cool show for a show of a show.
What are you talking about?
Man in High Castle.
Yeah, that show's terrible.
Yeah, that show is
really fucking.
You know,
bad.
believe it or not, and I know it's hard to believe, but casting Rufus Sewell in a lead role doesn't work out on many things.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but you're correct. It doesn't work out ever.
No, I mean, you know, maybe not ever.
I asked Rich today because his English and Spanish is like he speaks both very fluently.
Oh my god, I forgot about that dude. Yeah, do you know who he looks like?
Who?
He looks. I told you this in the car. He looks like exactly, for anyone who's listening, just close your eyes and say, I'm gonna hear your name and just picture the face. Ready? Fred Van Vliet. Everyone's like, that's crazy. They work for Fred Van Vliet. Everyone got it but you just now.
Yeah, I still don't get it.
Okay, this is what Fred Van Vliet looks like. You never seen him before? Tell me this isn't your boss.
Dude, that's so him.
He's just Fred Van Vliet.
He's just skinnier version. That's
You're just
spot
working for a
on.
fucking NBA player.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
It's
I didn't
fucking
know
sweet,
that.
dude. I don't know how he gets from Jersey to Toronto
he kept
for his
talking about
games.
how good he's at basketball too.
I know.
Dude,
Freddie, dude.
What an alpha move to be an ex-NBA player.
Current NBA player.
No, because I'm working for him.
No, that's what I don't understand. How's he getting from Toronto to Jersey so much?
Oh.
That's why he's always leaving for estimates. He's gonna go do.
Yeah,
he's doing a little pull jumper, flies to Toronto, comes back.
It makes sense.
Makes a hell of a lot of sense to me.
What the hell? Dude, this guy is crazy. This guy is a sociopath because when you asked him the other day about what kind of sports, he said soccer first. But
I
he's
know.
a
It's
fucking
like you're a basketball player. When it clicked with me though, I'm like, oh, that's Fred Van Vliet. I was like starstruck. It was crazy. I was like, yeah, I can't
Is
leave
that why
Fred
you
Van.
started talking so much? Because you were way friendlier than I expected you to.
Yeah,
do.
I was hoping by mentioning all the basketball, like, oh, you want to come to a Toronto Raptors game?
So you did talk a lot about sports.
He's like, yeah, I'll give you courtside tickets to the next Raptors game. He's like, hold on, yeah, it was crazy. And I asked him how was it, with all the trade talk a couple weeks ago before the trade deadline about how they're going to trade you and everything. He's like, I'm just happy to stay in Toronto.
So was it like the scene? Oh fuck, this isn't going to sound like a cool reference. It was like the scene in the Walking Dead comic when Michonne's trying to casually ask Tyrese if he's the NFL player. Is that how you found out that who he was?
No, I just knew. I recognized him.
So what made him admit it though? Because he's been telling me he's rich this whole time.
He didn't admit it yet. He's lying still.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still saying his name's Rich to me also, even though I know it's Fred.
What a fucking lunatic.
It's Fred Van Vliet.
This guy is
point guard of the Toronto Raptors. Like, it's obvious. He's not fooling anyone just because he's in Jersey.
That's why we took the snow day yesterday.
And it's funny because, Frederick Edmund Van Vliet Sr. is apparently 6'1", which is a complete lie. He's definitely like 5'9", and Rich is probably like 5'9", so it makes sense. Because there's no way Fred Van Vliet is like, he's like, oh, no, I'm 6'1", I'm technically tall enough to play basketball. It's like, bro, you're clearly 5'6". Shut up, dude.
What position does he play?
He's a point guard. Doesn't matter. He's fine.
Dude, I'm almost certain he told me he played point guard.
Bro, yeah, for the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, dude.
It's fucking bonkers.
You know, they always say the best way to lie is to tell the truth.
I know. And
he's telling the truth, just not telling me the whole story.
I'm gonna be like, so, I'm like, what were you doing? I'm like, where'd you go to school? He's like, I went to Wichita State. I'm like, interesting, Rich. You went to Wichita State. I know another point guard who went to Wichita State who plays for the Toronto Raptors, Fred VanVleet.
Really, another great reference.
When did you graduate? 2016. Like, interesting.
I don't know if you know this actually, but if you look at his name and you spell out his name fully and you rearrange the letters,
wait,
it actually
isn't
spells
his last
out
name with a V?
Frederick.
You said,
yeah,
like Van Vliet.
Yeah, dude.
Like Freddie.
If you rearrange the letters, it's the same name.
Like Freddie Van Vliet. That's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Guys, we were talking about going to Patreon. Shit, Penny, you don't have to. Penny, we work for an NBA player. Let's see how much your boss is worth. Fred Van Vliet net worth. We're gonna get like in like a week. We're gonna get a letter from like his people saying like you can't disparage his name. You're slandering his name. Only 20 million. Yo, I thought Freddie hasn't gotten that bag at all.
Yeah, but I should ask for a raise tomorrow then.
Yeah, you should. There's no way Fred Van Vliet. There's no way he's only worth 20 million, bro. The guy's like really. This is the part of the show we talk about. We're talking about NBA contracts. If you were waiting for it, I know it's been a while. He signed a 4-year, $85 million contract. He's earning $20 million a year. This doesn't make no sense at all.
Speaking of the NBA, when are you no longer eligible to enroll your services to the NBA?
There's no like deadline on that.
Okay, so thinking next fall.
This isn't. And speaking of the NFL, this is an old NFL draft class coming out. There's a lot of old heads in this draft. There's like 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds getting drafted.
Why is that?
I don't know.
And how does that happen?
Guys stood an extra year. Guys.
I thought you weren't allowed to do that. I thought you had to leave your last year to enroll in the draft.
Yeah, guys who didn't declare last year and play an extra year to try to prove themselves.
I'm saying enroll.
Yeah, I don't know why you're saying enroll. It's declare for a draft.
Because
you're a fucking pussy. It's declare for the draft. No one's like, hey, I'm enrolling in the draft this year. You're enrolling in it?
It sounds a lot nicer. It sounds way less intimidating, too. I got enrolled in the draft for the Army. I
got enlisted. I have to play in the NFL. What? That's not the same draft, asshole.
Oh, you just made me think of that comedian guy the other day that said how, it's really weird that the Army's football team is so bad.
Yeah, I know. You think they'd be the best of all time.
So, because I was a comedian, it made me think of what I did today. You never asked me what I listened to today.
What did you listen to today?
I listened to Louis C.K.'s Word.
Yeah.
Because
Word to your brother.
It's Emmy winning, I think. That's one of them anyways.
For the billionth time?
He gets it. Okay, the live version is whatever. Fine.
For the billionth time, Grammy.
Whatever,
Emmys
Grammys
are for like TV shows.
Fine.
Grammys are for comedy albums, music.
Fine. The Grammy. I don't get, dude. I listen.
The success. I don't know, man. It's got to be the hair. It's got to be the hair. What else is discernible about him?
I think the facial hair.
He didn't always have that.
Then it's the hair.
Yeah, it's the hair.
It's the hair.
And he taught us one thing, and apparently, you can get to the quickest way to the top. Is also the slut. How do I phrase this? The faster you get to the top, the less time you'll have up there. And he shows that the fastest way to expedite the process is by jacking off in front of people who don't want to see you jack off.
But ask politely.
You'll get there. You'll get up there, and then afterwards, after that doesn't work out, you're gonna have a pretty shitty. But you'll have a nice little high. I've heard him talk about it. He seems like he's enjoyed. He's like, I'm happy I had the high I had, or on top for a little bit. So, listen, you want a quick 15 minutes of fame?
Well, I'm wondering if the loss of the fame for that brief period ruined
his comedy.
I didn't like the Madison Square Garden thing at all,
dude. And fucking, I saw something of Shane, and apparently Shane Gillis was there, Ari was there, and one other comedian was there when that night happened on the January 27th or whatever.
Quickly about Ari though,
hold on. All I'm gonna say is one sentence. It was three comics, and they were all saying like, oh yeah, well we saw Louis at the dude, fucking killed, amazing. And like, bro, I watched it. What are you talking about?
So I'll give him credit. Word was significantly better than the one we just watched, the Madison Square Garden one.
Dude, Louis C.K. went around saying like how it was a big fucking moment for him to go to Madison Square Garden again and do one more show there. Like, because he used to take it for granted. He used to go there for so much. He was going there like, on the subway, not caring, just doing it as a job. So he wanted to make a big deal out of it. And then he went on 45 fucking minutes late. It's like, excuse me, this is you taking it. You do a nice little walk around the premises before you went up there, you fucking cocksucker. I've been sitting. I got in 15 minutes before the show fucking started, thinking maybe you're a punctual person, not a total prick. And then you're like, oh yeah, guys, I'm actually not here. Then you finally talking like, oh, by the way, I'm actually just introducing the first act. And then, oh my god!
Oh, right, it was
my
late.
God! It was fucking more than 45 minutes. It was 45 minutes before the fucking jazz musician came out there, and then he pulled the thing from Modern Family where Cam stopped doing his drum solo. That guy just kept going. I was like, oh, that's good. All right. Woo! Yeah. Okay. All right.
And every song sounded the same.
He's like, I'm gonna play my guitar, but there's gonna be no singing, so it all sounds like one long song. Okay. And then after that's over, I'm like, okay, cool. Louis time. He's like, I'm actually bringing out a comedian who sucks. Here you go. And then like, all right, fine. Louis time. He's like, yeah, I'm actually bringing out a second comedian who sucks. So hold on. I was like, all right, I'll hold on. And then I'm like, all right, we've had 3 opening acts, 2 comedians, 1 music act. He's clearly the 4th person to come on stage. He's like, I actually have another shitty comedian, but this time she's a girl. And then she came out, and she did one thing the first 2 guys couldn't do put together was come up with at least a semi-funny joke that got a chuckle out of an audience.
Dude, there was 2 guys before her?
Yeah.
I don't even remember the one guy.
Bro. And then
What,
she went up. I'm not
serious?
kidding. Or maybe I'm making it up. I don't know. And then she went up, and she had like 2 kind of funny jokes.
She
But
ended it
did
pretty
this,
well.
She did this thing where she ended it really well.
Yeah.
But she looked like she's played. Let's say she did a solid like 7 minutes. The first 6 minutes was too much of like. So you guys know like I'm a woman.
Yeah, she definitely was one of those comics.
You know how I'm like a woman if you can't tell. It's actually I'm actually a woman holding a microphone talking about comedy. So I'm actually a female comic. And it's pretty crazy. And then after that, Louis is like, all right, I'll go 5th. I'll be the 5th one out there.
I'm surprised she didn't make a joke about the jerking off situation.
Yeah, well, because I told you it's the quickest way up, but the shortest one up top. So the way
Right,
she's
you said
gone,
that.
the way she actually got to open was by also masturbating amongst her peers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then unfortunately, in like 12 years, like, the whole thing where she gets canceled after she becomes her star shines too. It's Icarus. He flew too close to the sun.
That's why
Louis C.K. is actually just Icarus.
that makes the most sense.
Yeah, man.
So the word was at least better, but it wasn't very funny at all. And there's a lot of good premises to jokes.
How
but
many
like,
times did Louis say, "Oh, I shit myself"?
dude,
I
honestly,
shit
he
my
said it at least 3
pants.
times.
I'm a
And this
little
was the
shitty
big
boy.
encore joke he came out to say. It was like a fart on a cat's twat.
Oh my god, I think I know what you're talking about too.
What does that even mean?
I don't
It's not
know,
even
man.
funny.
I think it's like
He had one good
it's like
bit,
how
though.
Childish Gambino got his name from using like a Wu-Tang Clan generator.
Mm-hmm.
Louis C.K. just does like a fucking word scrabble, a word scrambler, and he's like cat, twat, fart. Okay, yeah, sure.
You know how like a lot of
No,
comedians.
it's like the scene. Remember in It's Always Sunny when they fake DBing it, everyone's liking her jokes and she gets a big head and everything. She's actually
That's just terrible.
Everyone's
again.
been lying to him. It's the whole thing how everyone was saying that the whole point of Entourage was to take 4 nobody's and convince them that they were actually stars and show them they weren't stars. Louis C.K. was someone who Joe Pesci was right. Louis C.K. wasn't good at stand-up. He's a good actor. Wasn't a good stand-up. Louis C.K. was... Hey, listen, what does Joe Pesci not know, okay?
That's true.
Everyone's like, what does Joe Pesci talk about stand-up? Joe Pesci talk about whatever Joe Pesci wants to talk about. You know why? Because he's Joe Pesci. So Joe Pesci was right about Louis C.K. He was like, listen, man, you're a terrible stand-up, all right? It's actually this is a social experiment. It's the Truman Show. We're looking at you for laugh. Everyone's like, yeah, we'll prop up this fat, balding redhead. And we'll be like, oh, yeah, he's a real working-class hero. Everyone loves him. He's a man of the people. He's great. And then we're going to rip the fucking rug out from under him. And then we'll see what happens. It'll be like a little goof. And that's how he became famous, because you think about and you hear his name as like if he's a Mount, not even as if people's like, oh, Mount Rushmore or comedy, Louis C.K. I'm like, yeah, if the Mount Rushmore was like people who talk about shitting themselves the most, I'd say we only need one face, not even all 4. It can just be Louis C.K.
It's gotta be every special. He has to talk about shitting in some capacity. I don't understand the appeal of shit jokes. And you think you grow out of telling those jokes at some point.
That's the
in
funny
time.
part. I heard him talk about, and I like Louis C.K., which was funny.
That's why I don't like his comedies. I like him too.
I like him a lot. I was listening to him talk about his comedy, how it like evolved from when he had kids from being kind of like a goofy comic in like the 90s, like whoa, to being more like fuck. And it's like, dude,
I would love
You
to
just talk
see
about
the
shitting yourself.
whoa version of
you
that.
just fucking talk about shitting yourself all the time.
He had one interesting
And
story.
prove that I like him. I listened to him talk about the president's thing for like 12 hours of my life.
That's true. Spent 12 hours listening to the guy.
I was like, all right, let's hear this about every U.S. president.
2 things. One, you know the thing that comedians do where they tell a joke that's got a great premise, but they never deliver the premise the right way? It's like, the joke could have been great if they just reworded it a little bit better.
You mean what I like to call the Anthony Jeselnik approach?
Exactly. Dude, almost the entire
The
thing.
Anthony Jeselnik style of humor?
Almost the entire thing of Word, I feel like, is actually jokes that could be really funny, but they're all just not told the right way.
Yeah.
And the only thing he told that was pretty funny, after his dumb cat fart twat, whatever the bit was, he told a story about being on a plane and how the guy's like, yeah, so the fuel line's down, so it's gonna be about 20 minutes. And 20 minutes passed, and the guy's
and then
like,
we're all like, that's cool. But then get this, no one freaks out. But then the pilot says the toilet's not working. We all lost. We all had a shit.
close.
And everyone's like, yeah.
Close. Also, I don't understand. Do they pay the audience to laugh at every joke?
It's one of those signs like the Kimmel Show where it says like,
That makes
laugh
no
now,
sense.
clap. Bunch of sheep, man.
No, so he says, so the pilot's
Ordinary
like,
fucking people, man.
pilot's like, we gotta wait for maintenance to come. And then 20 minutes go by, he's like, maintenance didn't come, but we think we got enough fuel, so we're just gonna go
Is this the
anyways.
joke where he like, don't forget the coffee, and she runs up to the front.
No, you know what'd be really funny?
You get through a sentence?
You'd hear the
I
joke,
disagree.
let me fucking say the joke.
Yeah, maybe.
Then he goes,
He means like,
we got
this
enough
isn't
fuel,
where
so
I
we're just gonna
parked
go
my
for
car.
it. And he's like, yeah, so they tell us we can't land in New York because it's a big storm, but he's coming from LA to New York. And he's like, but we're just gonna tell him we're going into
No,
Philly.
it's LA to Tokyo.
No, shut up. And he's like, we're going to just tell him we're going into Philly. And when we get to Philly, we're going to be like, it's like we're actually coming into New York. So we're going to do that. So the pilot said to everybody, and the pilot's telling the people on the plane that's what their plan is. So they get to Philadelphia, and they get to New York. He's like, yeah, they're not letting us land here, folks. We're going to have to keep spinning for a little while until they actually let us land. And the person's like, yeah, this is plane 247 looking to land at gate 38. And the guy in the tower is like, yeah, gate 38, yeah, you can't land here. We can't see anything. And he's like, yeah, I don't have any more fuel, so I have to land there now. And back to the story. This was the only enjoyable portion of the entire thing, and it was his encore.
Nice.
So he left stage and he came back on.
When's the person shit themselves?
Oh, hold on.
As the pilot shit himself as
Yeah.
he's landing? Is that the Louis C.K. twist?
I think you're right, actually. Also, you mentioned how he said he takes for granted going to Madison Square Garden. This thing was recorded at Carnegie Hall.
That's cool.
Maybe I'm just shitting on him, and this was my headspace listening to. I feel like he was taking. He's like, I'm in fucking Carnegie Hall. Who gives a shit? I feel like he had that
It was a
attitude
social
about
experiment,
it.
bro. They propped him up like he was a god. Dude, that guy looked in the
Dude,
mirror. That
Carnegie
guy was
Hall.
like, I'm God, and he looks like he looks. Okay, that's how much we tricked him.
He told a joke about how he whipped his dick out to a girl with Down syndrome. So he basically flat out told
All right,
her.
you know what? Maybe the shit jokes aren't funny, but that one's pretty funny, actually.
No, he didn't deliver it right. Like I said, there's the premise is funny, but he doesn't deliver him right.
Joe Pesci was right, man. You guys are thinking these are just two jerk offs in their basement talking about this, and we have nothing to say. It's fine. You can say that all you want. It's the guys who are like, you can say everyone about me. You talk about my friends, I'll fucking kill you.
Dude,
you know those guys?
yeah.
You just ignore my head entirely.
No, I know. What I was about to say
You know
is
those
about
assholes
that.
who act
yes,
that way?
Yes,
like,
yes.
You can talk shit about me. You can say whatever you want. You talk about my friends or my family, I'll fucking kill you.
I'm
those
one of
assholes. You can say whatever you want about me, but you have an issue with my friends, my family, I'll fucking kill you.
Dude, remember Anthony Anderson?
Yeah.
Okay, Dad said something about rap when I was a kid, and then I said it at school, and Anthony Anderson was like, "That's fucking stupid." I said,
My father said that.
I'm like, no, you're wrong. That's my dad said, and he was getting really snotty about it, and I think I went to push him, and I came home, and Mom's like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, well, he was dissing my family." So I'm one of those assholes who says
You can say whatever you want about me. You say something about my friends or my family, I'll fucking kill you.
Dude, all the bullshit fights I got into about you guys. After I saw Lovely Bones with the
No, hold on, we're not done with Louis C.K. yet.
Okay, I forgot. I forgot.
So yeah, we propped him up. It was all a charade.
I was done
Him
talking
and,
about Louis
and
CK,
then,
so
and
that
then
we're
people are saying like, who are these two jerk offs to say he's not a good comic in their basement? I'm not saying we're nobodies. You're right, but you know who did say it? Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci knows funny. You ever see Home Alone? Joe Pesci knows. You ever see Head in a Duffel Bag or whatever? Joe Pesci knows. You never mind. I'm why. Joe Pesci knows comedy. Okay.
We might be nobodies, but Joe Pesci's a somebody.
You ever see Raging Bull?
No.
Joe Pesci's pretty funny in it. Gets his ass kicked a little bit. He's a pretty funny guy. Pretty funny, short, little giddy guy. You know.
I don't. I've never seen those movies.
Those movies, like the series. I
never saw Raging
I've only
Bull.
seen
I
Raging
never
Bull
saw the
4.
Seven Heads in Duffel Bag.
I've only seen Raging Bull 4, not the first 3.
You're an asshole.
I'm not an asshole. What are you gonna say about It's not enough time. That's not enough time.
Yeah, fuck
The show's over.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Well, see again, you have to do it. I say the last word. I say the first word. I say the last words. Thank you.